Tell us how you got started, man.
Man, I got started, like, you want me to take them all the way back?
All the way.
Like I was 11 years old. I went to Smoketown Day with my father. And they had like a little neighborhood gathering or whatnot. They throw it like once a year. I don't think they do it anymore, but I went there, I was 11 years old. They had a karaoke contest. And my father, he always sung karaoke. And man, he got up on stage, sung karaoke. And when he got down, I was like, Daddy, I won't get up there and sing, because behind closed doors, I was singing. But he never heard me sing. And he was like confused. He's like, shit, what song you gonna sing? I'm like, I'm gonna sing my own song. So I got up there and sung a cappella, man. And the crowd loved me. I got off stage, so many people took pictures with me and stuff like that. I was 11 years old though, but I didn't know what I had then. It was just something that I seen my father, my mother sung, my grandfather sung. My grandfather's name is Joseph Whiley, and he was a gospel singer. He was in a band, he had his own band, but that's where I come from. It was rooted in me before I even knew. That's where I started from.
So you're 11 years old and you blow up off a song. What happened after that?
Well, I didn't really so much as blow up off of a song, but it was like confirmation that I had something. I was something different from everybody that I was around. But I didn't really take heed to it until I got a little older. You know, when I realized I could put a smile on somebody's face, so they telling me that my music was helping them do something, that was power. So then I started really perfecting my craft. I started learning my own voice, learning my tricks, learning what I could do with it. And man, it's powerful. It's taking me on a big old journey, a long journey, for sure.
So when you started to take it serious, what was the process? What did you do?
When I started
what was the first step to take it serious?
Man, to just self-discipline. I'm gonna say self-discipline, because I was always distracted with, I'm talking about like with the normal things. Just, I come from like something raw and uncut. Being on the corners outside all the time, you feel me? I was distracted from the friends, from the, you know, the extracurriculums, you know, so like I was distracted from that, but it took for me to go through like I went through a depression after I lost my cousin. My cousin Isaiah Carr, you feel me? He was a correction officer, and his badge number was 982. So, and then like ever since I've been like operating off of 982, I got it tatted on me. Ever since I've been operating off of 982, like it's like God is like got me covered with something. Like for real, I really go around saying like I got the anointed hand, and plus not even just saying it, bragging and boasting about it. Like I study, I practice, I read my scriptures every day. I used to be a person that didn't even understand the Bible. But now, when I get my scriptures every morning before I even come outside and I plant my feet on the ground, I read my scriptures and it guides me through my day. Like, I protect my energy by all means. And it took for me to just get serious, look at myself and be like, man, you something different. I'm focused. I've been sacrificing friendships, relationships, everything. Probably got a couple people that's disappointed in me for that, but it's for a bigger cause, man, you know. I done hurt so much, bro. It's time for me to blossom, you know? So it starts with me. So I'm gonna tell y'all, it starts with yourself. Don't rely on nobody else, you feel me? Don't depend on nobody else. It starts with you. You gotta build yourself up. I mean that. I stand on that. I stand firm on that. My pops taught me well. I was raised by my pops too. There ain't too many fellas out here. Like a lot of my friends, they was raised by their moms or their grandmoms. I was raised by my pops. And some strong. I didn't really listen to everything that my pops told me when I was younger, but then I see. Because he used to tell me, man, son, you ain't got to do it, I already did it for you. But I still had to go out there and find out for myself, but shit. Now we on the rise now. It's a whole new me, everybody see it. I see it in myself. I notice my own growth, I notice my own power, my strengths. It's up there. It's up there.
You know, when I first really noticed who you were, I might have seen you, even before that, but I really noticed you on that show, The Wives of Louisville.
Wives of Louisville.
And
Yeah.
and you had something that made me pay attention. And then I happened to run into you now, months later. Talk a little bit about, some of the ways that people have seen you and I guess your rise to fame, so to speak, and the different steps that you've taken.
So, man, shout out to the Wives of Louisville. Shout out to Keys to the City. That's like my sister right there. She's one of the wives on the show. Shout out to Hardy 4100. That's her husband. And that's my big brother. But man, they invited me on to the first episode. They had a pool party, their anniversary, and man, they had me to sing or whatnot. And then they had me on another episode of where we was out celebrating. But man, that was a dope experience right there. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to the cameras, being on camera and stuff like that, I'm not camera shy because I don't know, I'm just me, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's been like that since I was a kid. I was always being told I had beautiful eyes and stuff like that. So it built up enough confidence to be like, I don't care what kind of cameras are. You know what I mean? I'm just me. But it's got me on a journey. Like even before the show, before the Wives of Louisville, like I already had a blueprint and what I was gonna do. That was something extra. So that was another, side dish added to my plate. So that was a blessing. And and that show's doing good. Shout out to all the producers. Shout out to Chris Will. Shout out to Dantana. Shout out to man, if I forgot any kind of names, man, shout out to you. You know who you are. But yeah. So everybody's working.
Now let's talk about some of your past projects, man. Some of the things that you might have been working on. Even this track that we're shooting this video for. Where did that come from?
Let Me Be. Man, Let Me Be is something. That's something powerful, man. And I didn't really. It came from a spirit for real, cause J-Rock. Shout out to J-Rock the label. J-Rock, man, flew me out to Atlanta. My first time going out there to Atlanta. And I want to be prepared for whatever he had set up for me. I didn't even know what he had set up for me. I didn't know what kind of session or nothing. But I tapped in, I put my earplugs in, I got the writing. Wrote to a few little beats, try to figure out a little pocket to go off on. And man, I wrote me something. But then when I got to the studio, I met DJ, don't let me get his name wrong. I ain't gonna say his name because I'm gonna probably get it wrong, but he worked with somebody like Neo, Trey Songz. It was 5 writers in the studio session. And man, I went into the booth and they told me to do me. I went in there, did me. Man, somebody had stepped in, man. Shout out to LV Love, man. He from Washington, D.C., but he's out there in the A. But dude's a dope writer. He's a dope artist as well, but man, they came in and they helped me structure the song. And man, dude, it's like the one. And it don't nobody know about J-Rock's story. J-Rock's story is really, really powerful. Like, I knew his son, and his son is from like the same areas that I'm from the same sides of the tracks, you feel me? So, and he was coming into a situation. And before he come into a situation, he was snatched. He was snatched away. So, like on the way out there to the A, I was thinking about that moment, and I'm like, shit, I'm on the rise, and I'm just praying and hoping that my city let me, let me blossom. So, that's where it came from. It came from a real place.
One thing I noticed about you, man, is that you seem hungry.
Yes, sir.
I know life has its ups and downs, but have you always had this kind of hunger, or did it build in you, or did something happen to where you started maybe appreciating the talent that you had and the opportunities that you were given? Talk a little bit about that.
Man, like what I'm tapped into now, like I didn't know my talent would be impactful. I didn't know what I had would be like a great impact on people. I didn't know. I think it took for me to go through all the things I went through, experience it, see it, really, really live it, and then God said, sit down. I sat down for a year and a half, wrapped around my mother and my sister's like warm embrace. Like I sat down for a year and a half away from everybody, and like was really working on my spirit. J-Rock's brother, we call him Craze, Corey Johnson. Shout out to Corey Johnson. His son DC is all over the TV, singing at the White House and all that. Like everything is beautiful. But he had called me when I was in my dark place, and like the label was really doing their thing. Junior Jackson, Mateo, Lil Rockstar Recipes, they was doing their thing, and I'm seeing this in a depression though. I ain't on social media or nothing, man. Craze called me though, but I answered his call. I don't know why I answered his call out of everybody else's. And it was a Facebook phone call too, but I answered his, because he's a man of God too. So, like, when he called me, he prayed to me on the phone. He prayed for me on the phone. He was like, he wanted to connect me with his brother. It was a couple days after that, he called his brother on three-way. They was going to a show or something. He was like, yeah, man, my brother's telling me about you. But he wasn't really in tune with me. He was just going off of his brother's word. He never heard no music or nothing. So after that phone call, brother, it was like a month. I was in my room listening to beats, writing, like working on my instrument. I was like conditioning myself, because I said I'm not gonna go around nowhere and I'm not gonna be prepared. So I reached out to some people I knew I was gonna be able to reach out to. They weren't gonna judge me or nothing. We went into the studio, I did a record, and I said I still got it. And so I did like a few more records, and I said, this is what I'm gonna do. I strategically did this, man. I said, I'm not gonna be thirsty with nobody. I'm just gonna show everybody that I'm ready to work. I'm fully focused. Because at one point I was focused, and I let something come in and distract me and take me away from it. But this time I'm like, you know what? I'm full flash, flat foot. Damn, man. I'm talking about damn, can't nothing stop me. I just lost 2 aunties in 1 month. My mother just had her leg cut off, man, due to diabetes, you feel me? Like, I didn't let none of that stop me. And, you know, my mother, she's strong, spirit, like, that woman's built something different, you feel me? So it makes it easier for me to go through this whole process that I'm going through now. Like, man, everybody's rooting for me. I feel so good. I feel good, man. Yeah.
What you want out of the game, man? What are you hoping that your family and your mother and your aunt, you know, your people, your family will see you achieve?
That I'm okay. My mother told my sister, this is real. My mother told my sister in the middle of her getting her stuff cut off and this and that, she was worried about my mental state and where I was gonna go at with it. Because my mother knows that when I can jump off the roof with certain things. And my mother, she's my backbone. Like, when nobody else is there, she's my backbone. So she was worried about my well-being, stressed out how I was gonna take it and this and that. So I had to like show her strength so she could be okay. But I'm telling you, I promised my mother, and this was just like a few weeks ago, I told my mother, I promised her, that I'm gonna make sure that I'm that star that she always used to call me. I'm gonna make sure that the world see what she used to call me. I'm gonna make sure of that. And then I wanna create opportunities for my family, man. Like, everybody got their own struggle. Well, my struggle is my struggle. My family like really went through a struggle. And it's only been a few of us in my family that broke chains. Like, I got a cousin, one cousin finally made it through college and got a degree. Nobody in my family ever graduated from high school or you know what I'm saying, or made it to college. I got a little cousin, his sister, she's in college right now, bro. Got degrees and bachelor degrees and all that stuff. Like, you know, so. And then I got a few cousins, they in the music industry as well. They doing their thing. One shoots videos and the other one's a rapper. They both make music, dope music. One of them's he's an engineer, producer. His name is Ricky Wilkes. Shout out to Ricky Wilkes. Shout out to Lit Like Looney. That's my family, so I had to put that out there. But man, God got us on a dope path, man. And I'm thankful to be on it. I'm thankful to be on it. I'm focused. All the people that's around me now that I keep around me, they see it. It's something on them. I'm telling you, whoever's connected to me will surely be blessed. I'm telling you. And it's kind of written in the Bible. It's written up like that. For sure. If you a man of God, a woman of God, I'm telling you, whatever's connected to you, if you planting the right seeds in people, they will be blessed. Like I believe in it. I believe in it all the time.